Tragedy in Eastern Europe. A jet carrying nearly 300 people is reportedly shot down over Ukraine. We have the latest details. This is News Channel 12 at 5. Good evening, I'm Wes Goforth.
And I'm Valentina Wilson. Investigators are making their way to eastern Ukraine, where a Malaysia Airlines plane crashed this morning. The 280 passengers and 15 crew members on board are all believed to be dead. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
Vice President Joe Biden just said it appears this was not an accident, saying the plane was blown out of the sky.
The fiery moment of impact. A passenger jet with 295 people on board crashing this morning in Ukraine near the Russian border.
And State Department officials say they are still looking into reports that there may have been Americans on board. Live in New York, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
We will continue to follow this developing story. Our fact check has more information on the plane crash. The plane was a Boeing 777-200ER. It was delivered to Malaysia Airlines in July of 1997. That's according to Flight Global's Ascend online fleets. It's had about 7,000 takeoffs and landings. We continue our coverage of this plane crash from a local perspective.
Right, Val. We went to Pitt Greenville Airport today to visit to get you some more info about what the Malaysia Airlines pilot might have seen and heard from the cockpit just before noon our time today. Going to the airport to find out what it's like to be in the cockpit of a commercial plane like Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. Now, the experts we talked with say that newer aircraft like the Boeing 777 have many available options for radar and tracking systems, but there's no way of telling what kind of tools this specific aircraft might have had. They also added that commercial pilots aren't usually trained to look for missile strikes, and in a plane that big, it would have been difficult to see or hear anything coming. We spoke with the operations manager at Pitt Greenville, Gordon Roll, about what he had to say.
Your field of vision is pretty much what's in front of you. You're not going to be able to see anything that comes up behind you, and I know there's still speculation on how this aircraft went down. If they were shot from behind, he probably didn't have any indication.
Mr. Roll's a former Marine. He said the only aircraft he's ever known to have missile warning systems are from the military. And be sure to tune into a special World News Tonight with Diane Sawyer report right after News Channel 12 at 6. That coverage will begin a 1-hour special at 6:30 tonight.
A warm day today, but we're looking at another cool night ahead, so do enjoy it. Chief Meteorologist Skip Waters shows us what he's saying.
So once the sun sets around 8:30, we'll have a starlit sky above us.
We're getting more information on a story we first brought to you this morning, and we also had it last night at 11. The sibling of LA Clippers shooting guard Reggie Bullock was found dead in Baltimore. Mia Henderson is a transgender woman who was born in Baltimore as Kevin Long and raised in Kinston. She preferred to be called Mia later in life. Baltimore police say they believe Henderson was murdered. News Channel 12's Kyle Horan talked to loved ones today about their loss. Kyle joins us now.
Val, Henderson wanted to be called Mia, but all of her family remembered the 26-year-old as Kevin Long. Today, the family of Long mourned at home just a day after their son was murdered. Long's brother, Reggie Bullock, posted this tweet in reaction to the murder, saying, "All I can say is my brother showed me how to live your own life. Love you so much, man. Gone but not forgotten. Hashtag rest in peace, Kevin." Bullock is famous for being drafted by the LA Clippers in 2013. Long lives in Kinston, but was visiting a relative in Baltimore when the murder happened, according to family. They describe Long as caring and funny.
He was always my brother. I always had fun with him. He gave me a lot of stuff and bought me a lot of stuff.
He didn't deserve that. Nobody do. I don't care how a person, whatever they do, they don't deserve this. And justice need to be done.
Kevin went to Kinston High School and is the oldest of his 5 brothers and sisters. Coming up at 6, we'll hear more about what made Kevin unique. He was a mentor to his younger siblings, even if it was a little competitive at times. In the studio, Kyle Horan for News Channel 12.
And Baltimore police say they don't have any leads in the murder.
An update now to a story we first told you about last night. We're learning more in the case of a Marine charged with body slamming two young boys. Warrants say 29-year-old Andrew Joseph Walker, a Camp Lejeune Marine, assaulted two 7-year-old boys June 22nd at Northwoods United Methodist Church on Gum Branch Road in Jacksonville. That allegedly happened at a picnic on the church property that Sunday. Walker was arrested Tuesday. He faces 2 felony assault charges. He was released on a $45,000 bond. Walker already faced a previous unspecified misdemeanor charge.
A Beaufort police captain pleads guilty to slapping his 10-year-old stepdaughter. We'll tell you how his job will be affected.
And a Russian news agency reports the government is reopening a former spy facility once used to spy on the United States. We'll tell you where that is.
Well, this is the Atlantis Lodge webcam at Pine Knoll Shores. That's a beautiful blue sky. A little high cloudiness up there, and we'll have to deal with some clouds scooting across the starlit skies tonight. The temperatures are going to be pleasantly cool.
Alerting you to severe weather danger in eastern Carolina.
But it looks like it's going to be a fabulous time.
All right, Val, we'll look forward to it. At that time, a man swimming in the ocean is suddenly attacked by a shark.
It felt like getting shot, punched, and stabbed all at the same time, electrocuted, you know?
Well, he would remember that, and we hear how he fought off that big fish.
When you see news happen, just let us know. Give us a call, send an email, or comment on Facebook. This is WCTI News Channel 12 at 5. Thanks for watching News Channel 12 at 5. I'm Valentina Wilson.
And I'm Wes Kofu. With a Beaufort police captain who slapped his 10-year-old stepdaughter has resigned. Robert Dunn pleaded guilty Monday to simple assault. He resigned from the force the same day. Dunn was charged when his wife filed a complaint in April. He had been on administrative leave from the police department since his arrest. The judge gave Dunn a 45-day suspended sentence and a year of unsupervised probation.
A Pitt County teen is still missing, and the Pitt County Sheriff's Office is asking for help in finding her. We have some new photos of 15-year-old Destiny DeMaio. She was last seen the evening of June 27th at her family's home in Greenville. Investigators say Destiny last spoke to friends about a week ago. Deputies have reason to believe she might be in danger. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Pitt County Sheriff's Office.
A memorial fund has been set up for a Morehead City police officer who died. 27-year-old officer Christina De La Cava died Sunday. The Morehead City police chief tells us she died in a hospital from an illness. Officer De La Cava leaves a young daughter behind, and her family says people can drop off donations instead of sending flowers. An account has been set up at Wells Fargo Bank. You can donate in her name, that's Christina De La Cava, and the money will go toward her daughter's education. The memorial service now for Officer De La Cava has been scheduled for tomorrow. According to the Morehead City Police Department's Facebook page, that service will be held at Glad Tidings Church in Morehead City at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The executive director of the Swiss Bear Downtown Development Corporation in New Bern is retiring at the end of December. Susan Moffett-Thomas has been with the Swiss Bear nonprofit since 1985. The organization has helped to revitalize downtown New Bern and its waterfront. The nonprofit puts on events like Mumfest that bring in a large amount of visitors and tourism dollars. Moffett-Thomas says she's grateful for the support she's had during her career.
I have had a wonderful opportunity to be a part of something that has been so positive for this community, and I will also be so grateful to all the people who have supported our agency, supported our project, supported me. Nothing would have happened without all of that support.
In June, New Bern city leaders announced funding cuts to nonprofits, including the Swiss Bear. Moffett-Thomas says her retirement has nothing to do with the cuts.
Well, a real Hall of Famer right there for New Bern. A delightful lady, and the foundation really of Swiss Bear over the years, and we wish Susan the very best in retirement. We'll see her around, I'm sure. Microsoft says it'll lay off tens of thousands of employees.
We show you how a major merger is being blamed for the cuts.
Two people are wanted for allegedly stealing a dinosaur replica from the Museum of Natural Sciences in Raleigh. Police say Logan Ritchie and Alyssa Lavaca turned themselves in this morning. Each is 21 years old and is charged with a felony. Police say they stole a dinosaur replica from the museum Wednesday. Someone found the stolen replica inside a bag near the rear entrance of the museum that night.
Microsoft says it will cut up to 18,000 jobs next year. Microsoft will cut the jobs as it works on integrating the Nokia devices business it bought in April. With the Nokia deal, the Microsoft employee headcount rose from 99,000 last year to 127,000 as of last month. Of the 18,000 cuts that are projected, 12,000 are professional and factory jobs. Microsoft stock rose slightly in today's pre-market trading.
Embattled General Motors CEO Mary Barra is back on Capitol Hill today. It's Barra's fourth appearance there, trying to explain why GM waited a decade to recall defective vehicles. Those defects are now tied to at least 13 deaths. Lawmakers want to know why GM waited a decade before recalling millions of vehicles with defective ignition switches. Barra apologized to the families of the victims.
I want to recognize the families who lost loved ones and those who have suffered physical injury because of these mistakes. To each of them, I extend mine and our GM employees' sympathy. We will not forget them, nor the special responsibility we have to them.
Well, despite that big PR problem, GM is doing quite well. June sales were the strongest the company has posted on a monthly basis since 2007.
Here's Brian North now with a look at what we're working on for News Channel 12 at 5:30.
Well, Val, continuing to cover that big story on the other side of the world, that plane crash. The plane shot out of the sky, the Malaysian plane where 295 people were aboard. We have the latest report on what is going on in eastern Ukraine and what is being done about this latest tragedy in the air. That's coming up in a few minutes on News Channel 12 at 5:30. In the newsroom, I'm Brian North for News Channel 12.
Okay, Brian. Russia and Cuba have reportedly reached an agreement to open a Soviet-era intelligence facility used to spy on the United States. That's according to a Russian newspaper, the Kommersant. The deal was reached during Russian President Putin's visit to Cuba last week. The Lourdes Signals Intelligence facility was shut down in 2001. Part of that sprawling facility was turned into a computer science university. Many other Soviet-era buildings have fallen into disrepair. Cuban and Russian officials and a U.S. State Department spokeswoman would not comment on the report of that base reopening.
A man is on vacation at the beach when he's attacked by a shark while swimming in the ocean.
He'll remember this one. But will he let that scare him out of the water for good? We'll let you know. You're watching News Channel 12 at 5. Poor guy. A tourist is nursing some broken bones and a few wounds from a shark attack off Florida's Okaloosa Island.
Rob Brown spoke to the man about what happened.
It was here on the beaches of Okaloosa Island that a tourist from Tennessee found himself fending off a shark attack.
What was going through my head? Damn, I'm gonna die. I mean, really.
Well, the Okaloosa County Sheriff said that they've only had one fatal shark attack in the past decade, and generally they see 2 to 3 minor bites a year.
Like the guy said, the shark's just doing his job.
Yeah.
Right? That's News Channel 12 at 5. Thanks for watching. News Channel 12 at 5:30 starts right now.